counselors. Welcome to the counselor's office. I don't know why we're starting with this bit, but we're doing it. Welcome to the counselor's office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, and I'm still working on the brutally honest review for High Guard. It's taken me a minute, mostly because I've been kind of like digesting, and the script is pretty much done. I put all my thoughts on this, and well, I put my thoughts on on docs, and now I'm trying to, flush it out. I'm trying to remove the fluff, try to make it a little smaller so it's not like I don't want this to be long. Like 30 minutes is about as long as I want for this review because it's really not that big of a game, and I feel like I can get everything condensed in a fine point. But something that I have learned is apparently I don't understand the modern gamer. Everyone wants to label High Guard as Concord. I don't get it. Now, another game that people are going to now have their eyes on and teeth is Marathon. And I'm interested because I feel like I'm pretty tame. Like, I criticize Bungie, and I've been very critical of Marathon and just in general. Like, I'm not living in this narrative that the wider gaming audience has changed their mind about Marathon. I don't agree. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just the cult of Bungie desperately trying to change the narrative. I mean, you look at most of these people spreading hype. It's literally just bot accounts that were made. BOT, not bot, like someone bought them. I mean, bot accounts that were literally just made within a month to produce fake hype, right? Overall, we will have to see, because just like I thought High Guard wasn't that bad, I enjoyed it. But the modern gamer is ripping it a new asshole. Player counts are showing it's not lasting. And I think a lot of the people, especially the Bungie fans, are starting to get a little nervous. They're like, uh-oh, shit. Because they're seeing how one game that was being labeled as Concord is now being treated like Concord and being hated like Concord, and the player count is going down the drain. It's very possible that Marathon itself could not be another Concord, but could be literally destroyed by the modern gamer. And what better yet than to actually watch a video by a modern gamer. I don't know who this person is. However, I've seen some of their posts on Twitter, and they make quite a bit of videos one of them was literally on High Guard shitting on it. So this was a couple weeks ago, but I'm very interested. This was during the hype that people are trying to push out. I'm interested to see what is it like. I want to hear words from someone that's not on Twitter, but see, like, I feel like this is very much going to be a very biased video that we're about to watch. And just even I know, and especially looking at the comment section, they've got so many of the Bungie fanboys upset, and so I know that they jingled the wrong jangle. So it's going to be very interesting, but I know that this is going to be very biased and very skewed, and it's going to be very interesting to hear. And if this is part of the modern gamer, I would like to hear the reasoning for why they don't like Marathon, instead of just like, oh, it's going to be dead on arrival. Why is Bungie's Marathon already dead on arrival? I want to know. Tell me, educate me, treat me like I'm stupid. Tell me why. And at the end of the video, we can sit there and think, did they do a good enough job to explain it? We'll see. I mean, I could give you actual reasons why it may not be successful. I don't think it'll be dead on arrival. I mean, High Guard wasn't dead on arrival. But we're going to watch this, and I've never watched this person before, but I can already tell they're very, very leaning against Marathon and even like High Guard.
Bungie's Marathon is due to be coming out in a couple of months, and they released a
month
video
now. Yeah.
And it is not doing well as far as the community is concerned. And I watched this earlier today, and I'm just like, yikes, this looks, I don't know if it looks bad. It just looks like very generic. and I find it odd to say that because it's like all the neon colors and stuff. It shouldn't look generic, because
as someone who's played the playtest, it does feel very generic. which is very sad because I feel like the selling point that Bungie has is their gunplay, but it does feel very generic.
Because it sure feels different than other games when you watch it, but it's just like, it feels like a generic game trying to look different, if that makes sense. Marathon.next. Self-revive kits are a rare, high-tier consumable in Marathon that can give you a shot at revenge against an unsuspecting enemy. Down is not out. This is a clip from the December close beta test. Let's check it.
I'm coming. Is first wipe of all that? No, not yet. Yep.
Eyes on the runner.
Oh, I'm self-res. Find you. Oh, on me.
Honest review on first glance from just this 30 or 40-second clip is it doesn't look like bad. It doesn't look like a terrible game. It just looks
generic.
Like I've played this a million times before. I'm like, what?
If you've played any other extraction shooter, this game does nothing different except for its looks. I know that Bungie fanboys don't want to hear it, especially the cult of Bungie. This game, from when I played it, didn't do anything different. I played Tarkov. I've played Arc Raiders. I've yet to play Alpha Force, and then or is it Delta Force? I don't know which version. There's another version that's pretty popular because it's free to play, and it has really good Steam numbers. I'll be honest. This is it's generic.
What is this offering that other FPS games don't offer already?
The hero shooter aspect. I figure he's going to ask the question, and so I'm answering it. It's the hero aspect. That is what makes it stand out, and that's going to be the determinant. Do you like the visuals? Yes or no? Okay, that's step one. Step two. Do you like hero shooters? Yes or no? Okay, that's another filter. Step three, do you trust Bungie? Yes or no? Because that actually should be step one. Because in my opinion, that should be step one. But for a lot of people, they put that in the back burner. But in general, it's going to be, do you like the visualization? Do you like the Lego Roblox guns? Do you like being able to, use an ability to see through walls, to go invisible, to be a tank? Like, do you like that? And if the answer is yes, then Marathon is for you.
And I feel like that's the question that needs to be asked, because how many times has this been redone over and over and over again? Yes, there's obviously an audience for it, and Bungie does have a long and storied history for making amazing FPS games. Yes, I get all that. But what?
They didn't make Halo, because the current team did not make Halo, and the current team that's there right now also didn't make Destiny. Let's be honest. They have lost so many people. They have swapped. People have left or were laid off. Let's not be around the bush. We need to stop giving stolen valor to a company that doesn't deserve it. They didn't make Halo, and most of them didn't even make the original Destiny, or even Destiny 2 for that matter.
What is the draw to this? Why should people be excited about this one? And I saw many people talking about this as reality, saying, I'm sorry, but this looks like shit. Rock solid. I have genuinely never seen a game with worse art direction in my life. Actually,
by the way, there are certain accounts, just like there's certain cult of Bungie accounts that will literally suck the nuts off of Bungie and try to overhype this game. There are other accounts that will continue to try to murder the game. And so I think we can all be aware of the biased nature of some of these accounts. We can still criticize. I think it's fair to criticize. You don't have to like it. I think it's fair. If you don't like the visualization, I think that's a fair point, and it will be an eyesore for some people, or they just won't be attracted to it because it is, as someone who played the game, it is a process to get used to it. It sometimes it does feel very jarring because you'll see things that are like, okay, well, this feels natural, and then other things where it's like, okay, this is just kind of weird. The environments may not be for everyone. And that's okay, because a game for everyone is a game for no one.
Actual eyesore. It's a good point, too. Like, it's just like neon colors everywhere. Does the game storyline explain why there's neon colors everywhere? It's very, very odd. Marathon posted on X recently. What did they mean by this? Ooh, 18-second clip.
I will say that it feels really weird because if just by looking at this, and I'm not going to say more than what I've seen, they try to make it look like a horror game, like it's destroyed, it's supposed to be creepy, but some of the vibrant colors do it disservice because it's like, well, this isn't fucking scary. That's just my thoughts. But they did have changed the lighting. I can say that much. Like they've showed and they've changed the lighting. And I think anyone that saw the pre alpha footage could tell, like, yes, they changed the lighting. They made it a little darker. I think they did absolutely make some customization changes for the lighting and environmentals, which is a step in the right direction. That's all I can really say.
Burn the boats. Okay. I don't know. What did they mean by this, Bungie? Quote tweets aren't treating it well either. Choose Goose says, why is everyone surprised that this game looks like shit? It's looked like that since it was revealed. Game industry just makes anything nowadays. This game is horrendous on my eyes. These are all the quote retweets just in a row. I didn't organize them. They're just a lot of negative. The same vibe that I got when I watched it. I'm like, am I going crazy here? And then I go see what everyone else is saying. I'm like, okay. Like, I want to give every game a chance to be like, even if they fucked it up going out of the gate, maybe there'll be something redeeming about this that's like, oh, actually, that's cool. I'm interested in finding out more about
It's the hero
this.
shooter aspect.
When I watch this, I'm just like, it strikes me as very...
Again, I think this game is going to live and die by the hero shooter aspect. That is what Bungie has chosen as the ride or die. And then they also really, really want you to know that there is a raid-like mechanic in the 4th map, which, if you've played Tarkov, sounds like it's going to be the labs, which is the end game. But I'm going to tell you right now that Tarkov, people who enjoy Tarkov don't enjoy it because one specific map, like labs, exist. It's because the whole game is interesting and unique. But if your gamble is, we've got raid mechanics, it's not going to do well. Which is why I don't think that matters. I don't think the map raid bullshit, I don't think any of that's going to matter. I don't think the narrative, I don't think any of that bullshit people are going to give a shit about. I mean, the diehards will, but when we're looking at, people do not play extraction shooters at base for fucking lore. They don't give a fuck about that. Is it fun? Is it enjoyable? Will they continue to play long term? That's what matters. And I think the thing that's going to make or break this game is how people feel about the hero shooter aspect.
Generic. Sorry, but I cannot wait for this to fail. We need less extraction shooter live service games. 100%. Concord 2, dog shit looking game with dog shit players. Extraction shooters should never have self revives as an option. I could see that being extremely annoying. Yep.
I think, again, it's like, hey, I think in general, I don't think there should be any any revives, in my opinion. I don't think there should be any revives. If you're dead, you should just stay dead. That's my personal opinion. But they really want it to stand out somehow. Like we got self-revive. You can be revived from dead. You can be self-revived now. Like I was like, come on now. You're getting more and more into like the BR and less of an extraction shooter. Like it is just it feels icky. But again, it's icky because they're like, this isn't for casuals, but it is for casuals.
Crazy how this was the most exciting clip that they found. You could have told me this was a skinned Call of Duty and I would have believed you. Oof, 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 oof.
I mean, to be fair, I'm going to be fair. I think it was just a show. I think they first off, this was from their closed test. So someone sent them the clip in the Discord. And so they just wanted to showcase, hey, we've got this clip of what self-revive looks like. And that's probably the only one they could find, to be honest.
Everything about this clip looks generic as should have stuck with the original marathon instead of remaking it into this abomination. Again, I feel like this could have been something special. Maybe if it was more of like a single player first-person shooter that had a storyline and an adventure mode and all that, and that they would add this multiplayer on as like a additional cool benefit to the single player storyline. I feel like all these games that go multiplayer as their priority first are the biggest hit or miss you could have. Like if it's a hit, it makes infinite money, but that's like,
it's a gamble.
Very, very rare for a game to hit. For every one Fortnite out there, there's how many Concords that we've seen come and go.
Okay. You had me at the first part, then you lost me at the last part. Like, no. I get what he's saying, but like, stop comparing it all to Concord. Concord wasn't a BR. Like for every Fortnite, there's also failed BRs. And just like there's failed extraction shooters, is Marathon going to be one of them? I agree 100% for what he says is trend chasing. Even the Bungie employees said that they were trend chasing. They were against making an extraction shooter. Like we know internally the developers didn't want to make this fucking game, which is never something you want to hear, which is why this was in free fall and in panic, and why it was such a devastating failure when it was first shown, and why they've been panicking to try to get this thing out the door and delaying it. Like there's obvious, like there is red dinging flags, which is something that he's really not really pointing out. And so there's being critical and being skeptical and being aware of like all the different factors. I'm not really hearing it from him though.
And all these game companies want that Fortnite money.
Oh yeah, they want live service money.
Horse shit. I'm sorry, but this looks like shit. I know videos are compressed and all that, but what the fuck am I even looking at? There's so much shit on the screen. I can't follow what's happening. It's a very good point, by the way, because when I was watching this earlier today, I checked the resolution. I'm like, what? Why is it so low quality? This is the official Marathon account posting this, and it's blurry.
Again, it's because someone recorded it and they probably had a low recording or uploaded it or whatever, right? I don't think this is obviously not from them. This is from someone who uploaded the clip to Discord.
It's fuck.
Eyes on the runner.
Like, this is supposed to be a video that they shared on their official account to get people hyped up. You can literally see the blocks. It looks terrible. From the
also, I'm tired of every fucking clip showing the shotgun. Like, I keep seeing nothing but shotgun clips. Like, brother, can we get any? How about try playing with the pistols, huh? No, I'm not saying that for any particular reason, but maybe we should play with other guns that may not be, shotgun go boom boom, right? I wonder what other guns feel like, huh?
low ping or whatever, and then a compressed video on top of a low ping. I don't know why they would even share this. It's not helping anything. Heels versus Babyface as this is a very unimpressive looking game. It looks like the very benchmark of meh. This is from Pirate Nation. New marathon gameplay looks terrible. RIP Bungie from Clitic. Free to play, it might survive, but I don't see anyone paying for this. Agreed. Why does it look terrible? Great point. Looks like it's been there, done that. Exactly. Why does it look terrible? And why does it look like the same game we've played a million times over? Grums, the new marathon gameplay clip isn't helping. Bungie is in a lot of trouble. This almost strikes me.
It's funny because I have to make the point. He's looking at all the accounts that are this looks like Concord 2.0. And now I'm not saying you should be looking up like posts on the opposite side of the aisle, like Scarrow, but could you find a little bit more like neutral? Like, could you look at like, what was it? The Call of Duty account was talking about it or posting stuff about it. Like, I'm more interested in those accounts because they don't normally talk about Bungie or anything. Like, those are more neutral-ish. Like, but you're going to look at all these accounts he's looking at mostly are just going to be like slanted one direction. Like, come on.
As like the social media person picked the wrong video and posted it, and it was like a compressed low quality one, and they're just like, fuck it, go with it, just stick there. And
by the way, I'm not trying to defend Bungie, but I just have to reiterate, and you could grill them saying, well, maybe they shouldn't choose that, but it's obvious they were just wanting to show off the survival kit, and they chose a clip from someone in their Discord, and instead of saying that this is a clip from our Discord they just said it was for the playtest, so everyone thinks it's an official clip from them, and it's probably not.
Be fine with it. Steam community, I was checking out the threads, people talking about it, just to see what the sentiment was, to make sure I'm not going crazy. Because when I see something, I'm like, my goodness, I can't possibly be the only one thinking this about this game. Cat named Harley says, this game is going to die 2 times. It already died when all the allegations became true about the theft of someone else's artwork. And they're still doubling down on this game. It's going to die on.
Oh, it's actually worse. You're not arc raiders. $40 for this test. Why PK? I don't know what that is. Why is Marathon priced so relatively well? Concord, top seller. Who's buying this game? Worth buying? Steam Deck, Marathon or arc raiders. How woke is this? Did you buy it? Why or why not? Oh boy, another game where you loot and shoot at people. Hope it's good. Crossplay. ROM specs is recommended for spec game or whatever. Haters don't realize what they're doing. Okay. I have to know. What are they? Haters don't realize that what they do just makes Marathon more famous, no matter if it's good or bad, because that's what Bungie need. I don't think that works the way that you think it does. I want to be $150. That is the most retarded thing I have heard. Because it literally had the most negative press possible, and no one was excited for it after that. So, like, I don't know. This can't wait for this to be dead on arrival. Choo choo, Concord 2 is cooking. Okay. Again, this is not the best place. Like, maybe it is the best place. I don't know. I mean, anyone, even if you're a fanboy, you can write in the general discussion. So, obviously, we just had that one. So, maybe that is the best place to get a general vibe check. I don't know.
Release. No one wants this shit. Hard pass on this garbage.
Is that what he's going to do?
Says, High Guard comes out in a few weeks. If you want,
I'm gonna skip ahead.
Trash Fire to what, 2.7 billion, 3.5 billion, something like that. A lot of money. I want to go look at the marathon.
I skipped ahead because honestly, you could watch the video down below, but we've already kind of seen what's on the discussion board
website, and it's the same thing where I'm just like, not anything exciting to see from it. I'll leave it at this too, just to remind everyone, Bungie veteran Joseph Cross appears to no longer be Marathon franchise's art director.
Lying liar Joseph Cross is gone. By the way, I was watching Aster Cross play High Guard because he actually enjoys it like I do, which is interesting. Then he tried to sway, so people were talking about Joseph Cross and he was like, man, I feel sorry for Joseph Cross. And he tried to skim through the allegations. There's no shot you can defend Joseph Cross. This asshole followed the artist and, along with other Bungie developers, followed the anti-hero artist that had their art stolen. And then they try to say, whoops, didn't know that was your art. We have the receipts. You cannot be that retarded. Anyone that tries to give Joseph Cross a out, including Bungie, especially saying it was a ex-Bungie employee that they already fired, it is the most most generic corporate excuse I've ever heard. And you are the dumbest human being that ever exists if you don't think $1 billion company is going to lie to you. Get out of here.
With an update. And this is the guy that went on, and I talked about this previously multiple times, the guy that was saying basically saying it wasn't me that did it. One of the unnamed people that no longer works here had stolen art designs that fell into the game that weren't supposed to be there, and they weren't approved, and this, that, the other thing. I was like, bro, you knew because you're probably the one that was behind this.
Yeah.
There's no way somebody could create all that art on their own without somebody cross-checking it, being like, man, how'd you put all this together?
Exactly.
Where'd you get it from? That's impressive. And conveniently, the person that was stealing it and inserting it into the game was no longer at the company when it got found out. Man, that's such a coincidence. Why would they no longer work there if they were providing such amazing art that was the foundational groundwork to the entire game? It's just so sus. So many questions I have with the entire Marathon situation going into the launch of the game. I guess I'll leave that there and ask you guys, do you think that this game has any chance of success at all?
I'm going to pause this video there. I don't think it's going to be successful. I think it's going to be just like how Destiny 2 is right now. I think it's going to have a niche population. Okay, I'm going to say this. I think it's going to be a complete failure, but not in the way that people think it is. I don't think it matters how you perceive success from a gamer side of things, because Sony, we know through internal reports that Sony is expecting this game for Bungie to hit top 5 KPR or whatever the hell. It's supposed to be a top 5 seller. This thing's got to absolutely slam dunk, hit dick against the wall. I do not think this game is going to be successful in that regard. I think this game is going to be another Destiny where it's just going to have a niche population and it's going to be a dedicated population, but I don't see this being as successful as Arc Raiders. I don't. I don't think the loot, especially after watching High Guard, and I just don't think that the hero shooter aspect will be a big enough pool to get people excited to play this extraction shooter. I don't. I think that's me being fair and assessing the situation. But overall, this game could do well, and I still think it's going to fail because of the expectations put upon by Sony. And I think it's all Bungie's fault because they have continued to waste Sony's money, and patience is going down the drain. And so they've kind of walked themselves into a corner where now Marathon has to pop the fuck off in ways that we ourselves probably don't even know to the extent. But I do think that we're going to see, and we're going to see, I do feel like there's going to be consequences if Marathon fails to meet Sony's expectations of success. Because I think it's very important to note, because I thought Final Shape was a success. In Destiny 2, I thought the Final Shape was good, and it had some good numbers, but it wasn't good enough for Sony. which is why we had a second round of layoffs. Like, it wasn't financially successful in the way that they wanted it to be. And we know Forsaken, which was absolutely successful in the eyes of the Destiny community, but Activision was not happy with the sales and the numbers from Bungie, which led to them departing and letting Bungie go. So, again, what we as the consumer deem as success sometimes doesn't matter, because it could be a success, but still be a failure in the eyes of the publisher like Sony. And I think Prince of Persia, the most recent one, was pretty popular and successful. But I think that whole studio shut down because even though you thought it did a great job, apparently it just wasn't good enough. Or there's been a bunch of studios that have shut down even after having successful games or good enough games, but they weren't successful in the eyes of the publisher. And that is another component I don't think people are thinking about nor talking about, because they have multiple battles to climb with Marathon. One of them is just getting people to play it. The second one is meeting expectations that I think are intended to make them fail, because, and this is tinfoil hat, I think it's intended to make them fail so that Sony can then follow through with whatever the contract is, and they can take full control over Bungie. That's my tinfoil hat theory. It would make sense why Sony has kind of pulled back and allowed Bungie to kind of do whatever the fuck they want, especially with Marathon, and why they're putting all the emphasis on Marathon is because I think this is the Hail Mary. If you don't do our expectations, there's going to be consequences. That's my thought. Overall, I think the video wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. I was expecting it to be like, I don't know what I thought. But I don't see, like, I think I brought up more interesting points of contention and criticism than he did. Like, he just kind of just talked about generals. Like, it looks bad. The clip looks bad. Who's this for? It looks generic. Like, by the way, that is an okay criticism, but is it enough to say that the game is dead on arrival? I don't know about that, Jim. I don't know. So let me know what you think down below. The dead on arrival is such a massive thing to say. Like, if you're going to imply that, and it's not, and by the way, unlike my videos where I usually do a question mark and then try to answer it, this just seems like it's a statement. Bungie's Marathon is already dead on arrival. Like, that's a statement. You've got to back up some facts. And so far, all you did was read a couple of discussion boards and looked at a clip. I don't know, man. Listen, I'm critical of Bungie and Marathon, but you gotta put a little more effort into it. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. As always, game out.